RC, what do you make of the decision by the Baltimore Ravens to use the non-exclusive franchise tag on Lamar Jackson?
I think once we first heard Adam mention this on his podcast, I believe, it seemed like where everything was going, everything pointed to these two sides being so far away in what they considered a fair deal for each of them, that they were going to let the rest of the NFL do the negotiating for them. This is something that doesn't happen. You don't have a guy like Lamar Jackson that has won as many games as he has at the quarterback position, or that is a league MVP in only his second year, considered to be one of the best quarterbacks in all of football. Those guys don't get non-exclusive tags because you don't want them to have the opportunity to leave you. And so this says to me that this is more than just about money between these two sides, that the relationship between the Baltimore Ravens and Lamar Jackson isn't a relationship that is in a good place. And so the Baltimore Ravens believe that it is best for them to allow Lamar Jackson to seek numbers elsewhere and then have the ability to match if they want to.
Yeah, you hate to see this coming, and we felt that this could be the situation for the Ravens, and I think RC makes a great point. Somewhere along the line, whether it was the negotiations of all of a sudden the player being involved in negotiations, it becomes personal when certain things are said. That might have helped with this situation as well. You hate for this to happen. And if you're a player in the locker room, you're kind of watching this deal and you're going, what are we doing? But this is where it's at. That's the reality. And someone else will set the market. And then Baltimore has to decide, when the market has been set, are you willing to pay Lamar Jackson the money that other teams are offering him?
And this is a situation, essentially, where Lamar now gets the freedom that he wanted, right? He gets to talk to all the teams. And if there is a team out there that's willing to give him a fully guaranteed contract, he now will have the option to find out. 1 year ago, we saw Deshaun Watson step out and be courted with everything going on in his life by the New Orleans Saints, the Atlanta Falcons, the Carolina Panthers, the Cleveland Browns. Well, Lamar Jackson now gets to go out and talk to whichever teams want to structure an offer sheet. Baltimore thought this through. Baltimore knows that it will, first of all, have the chance to sign and match any offer sheet that he signs. That's number one. Number two, I think they probably have an idea of what he may or may not get on the open market. So they don't just all of a sudden wait for the deadline and randomly and blindly put on the non-exclusive tag. The market now is the mediator here to determine exactly what Lamar Jackson is worth. He believes he's worth a fully guaranteed deal. He now has the ability to step into the market to see what the market will dictate. If there's a team out there that's going to give him a 4 or 5 year deal, fully guaranteed, north of $50 million a year, then he wins big time. And if not, then Baltimore's point will be proven. But the market will determine that right now.
Well, let's be clear. The NFLPA, I was part of the executive committee. They've sued the NFL for collusion before, and that was in the uncapped year. And if you believe that all these teams and executives and owners aren't upset with the deal that Deshaun Watson got in Cleveland, then you've absolutely lost your mind. And when Adam says that the team or that Baltimore has an idea of what the market can be, we know the combine is less about those dudes on the field and more about the conversations going on between traders and between free agents and having those conversations. And if you don't think that collusion is a part of this league and the league understands that we don't want to continue giving these guaranteed deals out, then you're absolutely out of your mind. And so for Lamar Jackson to hit the open market like this, I believe the Baltimore Ravens think that there is a strong possibility he will not get that fully guaranteed contract. It almost feels like go ahead, go out on them streets and see how hot those streets aren't for you, Lamar Jackson, and then come running back to us.
Well, RC makes a great point, and I was in the league before RC. I'm going to date myself, but this has always been the posture of owners in the National Football League. We do not do like these other leagues, baseball, basketball, whatever it may be. We don't give guaranteed contracts, fully guaranteed contracts. And when you think about the situation, the Cleveland Browns decided to do that. And now any player in the National Football League is hoping another guy will get a contract like this, right? And the owners don't want this to happen.
Yep.
This is the last thing they want to happen. Guarantee players full salary.
We're all kind of getting back towards the same conclusion, which is that this drama is far from over for Lamar Jackson. I want to ask you, though, quickly, Herm, about the locker room impact here, because football business sometimes does permeate the locker room. Is there a message that you believe has been sent today by the Baltimore Ravens by not using the exclusive franchise?
Well, I mean, every player's going to look at this a little bit different, but there has been a message sent by Baltimore. Your star player is now a guy that someone else can come get. And if you're a team that says, we got a chance to win the division with this guy, we got a chance to win the conference with this guy, and if he leaves, what are we doing? Right? What are we doing?
We're going to talk more about whether he could leave and who could be in the market for Lamar Jackson and potentially offer up a contract that would be enticing enough to him and also too rich for the blood for the Baltimore Ravens.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.